Welcome to Behind the Skeins. I'm your host, Jenna Eddy. And today we are talking about something that every knitter or crocheter needs to know: how to properly care for your handmade knits. Imagine you've just cast off, you've woven in the ends, you've admired your masterpiece, but your project isn't actually finished yet, is it? How you wash, block, and store your knits determines how long they'll last. If you've ever seen a sweater stretch out of shape, a scarf felt in the wash, or a hat lose its stitch definition, you know how frustrating that can be. But don't worry, today we're breaking it all down for you so you can understand how to care for your different yarn types, master blocking techniques to make your knits look their best, learn the best ways to store your handmade pieces, and troubleshoot common issues like felting, stretching, and wrinkles. So grab your favorite beverage, cozy up with your latest project, and let's talk about how to keep your knits looking fabulous for years to come. Proper care matters. Every stitch you knit is a labor of love. So why wouldn't you want to keep your projects looking and feeling their best? Take time to wash, block, and store your projects properly. It's going to help you maintain their size and shape. No more sweaters stretching down to your knees. It's going to help keep them soft, cozy, and free from damage because nobody wants a felted disaster. And it's going to make them last for years. Because let's be real, hand knitted items are an investment. And here's the thing: different fibers need different care. Let's go fiber by fiber and talk how to wash and block your knits the right way. Wool, it's the classic, but it can be a bit picky. It's warm, elastic, durable, but also prone to felting if it's not superwash and if it's not handled properly. So you're going to want, how you're going to wash it? Hand wash in lukewarm water, a gentle wool wash, avoid excess agitation to prevent felting, gently squeeze the excess water, never wring it out. Okay? I use really lukewarm water, very tepid water, a little bit of wool soap. Okay? You're not going to want to agitate it too much. Now, what felts is agitation and heat. So if you take hot water and you take non-superwash wool and you put your soap on it and you scrub it like this, you're going to felt it. I just have nothing else to tell you. You're going to felt it. So be careful. How do I like to wring my items out if I wring them? A lot of times I'll just throw them in the spinner, in the washing machine on the washing cycle. I won't do it through a full wash. I'll just turn it for spin only, get the water right out of there. That's it. And if you're using a wool wash that's no rinse, perfect. You don't have to worry about the extra step of rinsing it. It's going to add in a little bit, probably add in a little bit of lanolin, depending on the brand you're using, but it's going to just clean it up and be wonderful. So how are you going to block it? You're going to lay it flat on a towel, gently shaping your project. Do you have blocking mats? Great. Use your blocking mats and pins. That works wonderful too. But if you don't, lay it flat on the towel. It's a great way to do it. My beanies, a lot of times I will shape my beanies putting them over a bowl. Find a bowl, the right shape, the right size, set the beanie over it. Blocking socks, I use sock blockers. They come out perfect every time. So use your blocking pins for precise shaping, especially for laces or textures. If you're knitting something with points, make sure to pull out your points so that you have it with the shape that you want it. And when you block, you're generally, especially with lace, going to end up with this different size than with it wasn't than before you blocked it, which is great because it's going to open up the lace. Superwash wool, it's more forgiving, but watch out for the stretching. They do say you can machine wash superwash wool. I personally don't. I hand wash all of my wool, even my superwash. Be careful, it can stretch when it's wet if it's not properly blocked, the same way that cotton can. So you don't want to end up, especially if you're knitting something that is in stockinette, next thing you know, it's going to stretch down to your knees. Make sure to block it properly. Okay. I did that one time. I had my chair. I laid my sweater over it. Figured it'd be fine. Sweater wasn't fine. Okay. Wasn't fine. Wash it on gentle or hand wash, cold water. Take extra care with it. You took a lot of time knitting this. You don't want to do anything that's going to upset the yarn and ruin the fabric. Take extra care and hand wash it. Use a mild detergent. Again, a wool wash specifically I would use something made for hand knits. So let's talk about blocking. Okay. You're going to want to lay flat and reshape carefully. Superwash wool tends to grow when wet. I can't say this enough, especially if it's knit in stockinette. Again, my sweater over the top of the chair, and it just grew. Okay, let's talk about cotton. It's the summer staple. It's my go-to every summer when I'm knitting summer tees or sweaters. Okay, 100% Pima cotton. It's durable, it's breathable, but it lacks elasticity. It's going to lose your shape. It will lose its shape if you don't properly care for it. Okay, how are you going to wash it? Machine wash on gentle cycle with cold water. I will throw my cotton knits into the machine on delicate, on cold, and be careful with it. Avoid fabric softeners. It can weaken the fiber. Your wool wash really has all the nutrients in there that your garment needs. So how are you going to block it? Lay flat to dry, reshaping your project gently. Perfect. For a crisper look, lightly steam block with an iron, but don't press it directly on the cotton. Okay. Check your cotton setting on your iron. Follow how you would normally press or steam press cotton. Don't press it directly on the fabric. Alpaca. Soft, warm, prone to stretching. It's a wonderful fiber. It's going to stretch. Okay. It's incredibly warm and silky. It has no elasticity. It can stretch over time. Okay. How are you going to wash it? Wash it in cool water, hand wash. This is not one of those times I'm telling you can maybe throw it in the clothes washer. No, alpaca is not superwash. It has not had the superwash treatment. Okay, so hand wash in cool water with a mild wool wash. Okay, don't soak it for too long. Alpaca fibers can become overly saturated and stretch. Now you're going to block it. Lay flat with a towel and carefully reshape. Use blocking pins sparingly to avoid distortion. Okay. Remember, alpaca is not superwash. Treat it with very delicate care. Silk. It's really luxurious, but it is so delicate. Okay. It is smooth. It is shiny. It is drapey, but it's weakened when wet. How are you going to wash it? Hand wash, cool water with a mild wool wash. Okay. Be gentle. No wringing, no twisting, no scrubbing. You're not going to take this new to your wool. Don't wash it in hot. Don't wring and twist. How are you going to block it? You're going to lay it flat on a towel and reshape it carefully. You're going to avoid aggressive pinning. Silk projects can stretch easily, and silk is a delicate fiber. Okay. You spend a lot of money on your silk yarn. You want to make sure to protect and preserve it as best you can. Acrylic. Easy care, budget friendly, great for people, for gifting people that you know don't have the time or attention or interest in properly caring for a natural fiber. Okay. It's durable, it's machine washable, it's perfect for everyday items. Send a kid off to the playground, totally use acrylic mittens or hats. Perfect. Take them off, throw them in the washer, off you go. Maybe you're giving them to a senior center or to maybe a shawl or blanket, or maybe to your elderly parent or an elderly relative, and you know they're not going to have time or the ability to sit there and hand block it every time. Acrylic. It's really machine washable. It's friendly. It's the go-to. So you're going to wash it on gentle cycle, warm or cold water. Don't go hot. You're going to tumble dry on low or lay flat to dry, avoiding stretching. Did I just say tumble dry on low? Yes, I just said tumble dry on low. Back to cotton. Don't tumble dry on low. Lay flat to dry cotton. How are you going to block it? Steam blocking works wonders. Hover your steam iron over your project. Don't press it directly on the fabric, but I'll tell you one thing. Acrylic does not block really like cotton, like natural fibers do. You're going to help it get into a little bit of a shape. You're going to help it to kind of, but it's not going to block the way a natural fiber will. So don't expect it to. Put it in the washer, put it in the dryer, pull it out, use it again. Okay? Honestly, I probably would just skip the whole steam blocking, the whole blocking thing for acrylic yarns. You don't need it. Blocking. Blocking is the magical touch that turns your project from good to great. So how do you block? You can wet block. Submerge your project in lukewarm or cool water. Gently squeeze out excess water, lay flat to dry. I've also known of people who can put a towel down and they put their item in the towel, they roll it up gently, and they gently press. Again, depending on, I might just throw mine in the washer for only the spin, not the rinse and spin, only the spin to get the extra water out. Okay. It's best for wool, superwash, and most natural fibers. Steam blocking, using your iron. Hover your steam iron over your garment for your project. This is if you have one of those garment steamers in your closet, perfect use for that. I do not prefer steam blocking. I prefer wet blocking. Okay. Apply light pressure if needed. It's best for silk and fibers that don't need aggressive shaping. Spray blocking. Lightly mist your project with water and lay it flat to dry. It's great for lightweight projects like shawls or lace. Be sure to pull your garments into the shape you need them to be. Get that shawl all nicely flat and pinned out in exactly the shape you want it to be, and it'll be worth it. Proper storage prevents fading, stretching, and moth damage. Never hang your knit garments. Fold them instead. I know it's tempting to hang your knit garments. They're going to droop. Don't do that. Store in breathable bags to keep dust and pests away. Okay, when it's not woolen season, go ahead and put it in a baggie or a box and put it up on your shelf. It's really the best thing for it. You can also add lavender sachets or cedar blocks to help repel moths. I've never had a problem with moths in anything. I've had a problem with my dogs tearing apart my knits, but never a moth. So I've never actually had to use lavender sachets or cedar blocks, but I know people do, especially if maybe they're using a non-superwash wool. that would be a great option for that. And when you're storing your winter knits, make sure they're clean and dry before you're packing them away. Nobody wants to wait and come next winter, open it up, and find out that they have a damp, musty smell because their item was dirty or they put it away wet. Nobody wants to find that and just have a ruined day when they went to pull out their favorite sweater to rewear it. So that's a wrap. And now that you know how to properly wash, block, and store your hand knitted projects, they'll look and feel amazing for years to come. If you love today's episode, subscribe so you never miss an update, and come say hi on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. And I'd love to hear how you care for your handmade knits. Until next time, keep knitting, keep creating, and show your project some love. Bye now.